Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome to the second round of the Formula Trout Sprint Series. My name's Ross McIntyre, and today we're at what could possibly be the most intriguing track choice for these Formula Lithium cars, Laguna Seca. While isolated in location, it makes up for it in exciting racing and a fun, flowing circuit that is not the usual type of track that Formula E-style cars tend to visit, so we have an aura of mystery surrounding this event as we simply don't know what will happen. It's also a track to be feared as it will bite back at you, and we just simply can't ignore the infamous corkscrew, a damn near vertical chicane that tests patience, car control and throttle application to the absolute limit. We've just started qualifying here at Laguna Seca. We're following Romain Rattel around at the moment on his outlap, but my oh my do we have a stacked grid here today. We've gone from 12 cars at the last round at Monaco to 21 in the practice session. There may be some more arriving late as well, I simply do not know, so we have got a big grid on our hands here today, and that's not the camera angle that I'd like, but yeah, we've got a big grid, and there's a big time spread as well. Some of the faster drivers in practice, it escapes me who was top at the end of practice. I believe it was R2 Neiman as a driver goes off there to the left, but it was yeah, it was the driver at the top of the practice session was about a second up on anybody else. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on those times, because it should be interesting to see how this unfolds in qualifying. Let's follow Romain Rattel around. Why don't, in fact, we even go on board with him into the first corner now. Very tricky corner, especially in these cars. It's got to, so that you can see their car off. These cars are obviously electric power, maximum torque all the time. It's so easy to spin on the throttle, and they're on road tires, so they don't drive it as you'd expect a single seater to drive. Still got lots of downforce though, still got lots of power. Oscar Williams currently setting the pace, nearly a second faster than Tim Omloo in P2. And as I say that, Neiman then goes into P2, and there you see Romain Rattel spinning out and almost coming back onto the circuit. Let's go and follow Oscar Williams around as he comes round on what will possibly either be a second lap or just an in-lap. We'll just have to wait and see. He appears to be on it at the moment. Oscar obviously raced 2 when a last time out at Monaco. Obviously, we 2 races here in the sprint series of Formula Trout. You've got the first race, 20 minutes each race. Obviously, first race, the grid is decided by the qualifying position. Then race 2, the top 10 are reversed. So it's a reverse grid race 2. So that should be interesting to see what happens. Oscar Williams obviously tapped round in race 1. Had to fight his way through the pack up to 5th place, and then just forced his way through to the front in race 2 and drove off into the distance. It was quite a performance indeed. This will be the start of a new lap for Oscar Williams, who, and apologies, my camera seems to be having on one today as normal. No matter what button I'm pressing, it seems to be rotating the cameras for some reason. Apologies for that. We'll go and follow Oscar Williams on board anyway, because that's camera that I know does not change. Now, coming into what could be considered the backstretch, I suppose. There isn't really a backstretch here at Laguna Seca. It's really that main straight, and then a lot of shorter straights alongside it. Up the hill, under the Mazda bridge. It's no longer the Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca for any Mazda fans out there. It's now the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. And obviously Assessors Corsa being older than the track rebranding. Now, here's the corner I was talking about at the start. The corkscrew, turn in, blind, turn down. Try not to lose the rear end of the car as you go through. And then just continue on your way into the penultimate corner now. Try not to overshoot it, because there you see, I believe that was Romain Rattel round there again. Into the final corner. There is no runoff here. It looks like there is, but there isn't. That's all gravel and sand and dirt. And it will punish your lap time very heavily. Oscar Williams almost pipping his best time that time round. Not quite got it that time. He's already on the money, you can tell. Coming now round the first corner again. Now here's a driver who's quite far down at the moment. Alex Heidenham in the Nova Finlandia car. And it's still rotating my cameras for some reason, which is really quite annoying. I'd like it to stop that. As I say that, it continues to do it. Apologies for the technical issues. It wouldn't be a Formula Trout race without it, would it? As we continue on our way round anyway, Alex Heidenham, obviously Nova Finlandia, recently actually done a deal with Triple Eight Racing, the British Touring Car Championship team. So enter into several sports car series over on the R Factor 2 front under the Triple Eight brand. Still Nova Finlandia here in Formula Trout, though. And I'm sure he'll be looking to capitalise off quite a good pair of races last time out of Monaco. Some good finishing positions there. He's going on to a lap now. Let's follow him round on this outlap. He's 37.595 seconds off the pace at the moment. Obviously, that's in no way a realistic time. Connor Peltman's jumping up to P7 there with a decent lap. You can just see the spread of the field here. The top two absolutely neck and neck. Then Maxi Junger, who was well up the front. He won race one in quite a dominant fashion last time out. 4 tenths away. Vargan for another 5 tenths. Omlu another 6 tenths off. And Van Talant is 1.5 seconds away from Oscar Williams. That being said, Alex Heidenham is very much on the pace. 700ths of a second down in the first sector. Very, very tight indeed. And Oscar Williams has actually just disconnected. Not quite sure what happened there. There's a Volpino car just sliding off. There's another car sliding off there. Now Alex Heidenham into the corkscrew. And we see cars just off left, right, and centre. It is a tricky circuit, Laguna Seca. It's quite punishing. You know, the corners are quite hard angles, but this is I think we're just seeing a lot of people pushing just a bit too hard this early in qualifying. Let's see what time Alex Heidenham can get. Oscar Williams rejoins the server. Coming to the line now. It's not going to be pole position for Heidenham, but it's going to be a good lap time nonetheless. Jumps up to P8. Not a bad first showing for Alex there. Yeah, the Flying Fin obviously putting in a pretty good job. Maxi Junger is 3.5 tenths off the pace at the moment. This is very much unlikely. He's usually the man on the top, but the man on the top is R2 Neiman. Neiman, even, apologies. The teammate of Alex Heidenham, who had a good showing last time as well. But it's very much on the pace today. And as I say that, there goes Oscar Williams to the pole. So, Oscar Williams, the Vermin team, have obviously sorted it out. And have decided that now they want to go and pole. Oscar Williams, 2 provisional pole. For race 1 as it stands anyway. Just continue to follow these guys around. Jack Smith with a great lap into P3 as well. Vermin doing a fantastic job out there. Let's ride on board with Smith, shall we? That's still not the camera I'd like. That's the camera I'd like. Apologies again. Just a few camera issues on my front. But of course, it wouldn't be a sim racing broadcast without any issues, would it? Under the bridge and on the run up to the corkscrew. Now, you can't really appreciate from this camera angle just how steep this is. For if anyone watching has not ever driven at Laguna Seca, this is one tough corner to crack, and Jack Smith has taken that nigh on perfect. And he's 4 tenths off the pace at the moment, though. Still time to find. And it looks like this is not a lap, and he is indeed coming in there. So into the pits comes Jack Smith. Oscar Williams, though, is still out on track. Let's see what it's going to be. Oh, it's going to be the start of a lap. Let's follow him around anyway. He's the man on provisional pole at the moment with 5 minutes to go here in qualifying for round 2 of the 5th season of the Formula Trout Sprint Series here. Williams coming into turn 3 now. And away. Just scraping the gravel on the exit. You can see how hard he's pushing. Let's see what the delta is as he comes to the split. And he is up on the delta. 4.5 hundredths of a second. Williams and Niemanen looks like they're going to be the two setting the pace here today. But yeah, we have got a big grid. 20 cars out there today. That is a sizable grid, especially in comparison to Monaco, where we had about 12, I believe. Oh no, it was 14 actually. Apologies for that. Oh, and Williams has made a mistake through the corkscrew as well. That's a shame for his lap. That being said, R2 Niemanen is still out on a lap, and he's 1.5 tenths up through the first sector. So, R2 Niemanen, this could be a great lap. Let's follow him round. on the run up to the corkscrew. And then coming through, you can just see how tight it is. My frame rate really not enjoying this corner, clearly. And on the run into the back. Oh, it's super tight. 0.06 of a second. Wow, 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 that is close. Coming into the final corner now. R2 Neiman, and this is going to be one hell of a lap. Let's see what he can do. He's got a 1:16.342 to beat. He comes to the line. Oh, not quite. It's a 1:16.511. That looked like it was going to be the lap. Jack Smith still out as well, or he's just started the lap even, should I say. Let's see what he can do. Let's have a look down the order, actually, because there's a few cars that are actually quite out of place. Connor Peltman's being one of them. I believe he's just coming to the pits there, actually. Connor Peltman's, I would expect it to be well up the order. Tim Omloo, again, quite down as well. Alex Cochran, Dave Southard, Case Willems, got a few drivers well down. It's quite disappointed to see some of these drivers well out of place. Thomas Marshall at the moment going around. Obviously, you get to hear the lovely whir of these Formula Lithium engines, or motors, should I say. And that is a car taking a trip across the gravel. Such is the case with the motors, that you just hear all the other sound effects just that little bit crisper. Yeah, no engine noises, obviously. But you get the noises of the crashes and the bangs and the runoff areas. Which is, it's a little bit interesting to hear that in your ears, but that's not going to take away from the action here today at Laguna Seca. Let's see what Thomas Marshall can do. He's well down the order at the moment. That's really something I wouldn't expect from Thomas. He's usually in the top 10 at the very least. Locking up into the first corner. It's very easy to lock these cars up. You have obviously with the road tyres, and they have a surprising amount of brake strength as well. The standard brake bias for this car is about 70% towards the front. So it is very, very easy to lock these things up. Now, using nowhere near all of the track through there, that's an interesting strategy. We see there the car behind. I'm not sure who that is. It's one of the Nova Finlandia guys. Just how much of the track they're using in comparison. Oh, and there goes Thomas! Flying off the circuit. That is not the line. I can confirm that is not the line at all. And I've just gone into free camera by the looks of things, and taken some screenshots as well by accident. If you'll ignore that. Just me pressing the wrong ones. Those rear tyres look absolutely cooked. R2 Neiman is just about to cross the line. Potentially for pole position. This is going to be close. Oh, no. The timing board is having a glitch. Never mind. I presume this is the start of a lap. You see cars just flying off left, right, and centre. On board with Jack Smith at the moment. That's me. We're not going on board with me. Apologies for that. Get a nice, quite unrealistic, but nice drone shot of R2 as he goes around. Just like to kind of show you what I mean by using all of the track. This is what, really makes the fast car. You see how hard he's working the tyres through there. It's really interesting to see that. Oscar Williams now qualifying, checkered flag out. This will be his final lap, and it's not going to be an improvement by any means. It's 1.5 seconds off the pace, so it's all on Neiman now, who's coming to the pits. Jack Smith is still on lap. He's a 10th down, though, in the middle sector. And Oscar Williams has disconnected again. So perhaps internet trouble for the man who was on provisional pole. Hands it to R2 Neiman for the time being. Jack Smith coming to the line. Let's see what he's going to get. Stays in P2. Down again in the last sector. The track evolution playing nowhere near as much of an advantage at this circuit, it would appear. Which is very peculiar indeed. And what we saw last time was the track evolution was Monaco really did play into the hands of especially the Vermin boys, who were really quite far up the road. Jack Smith, though, doing a great job. I believe this is a Sprint Series debut for this season anyway. And he's doing a great job out there today. So it looks like that will be your grid for today. R2 Neiman and Well, depends if Oscar Williams comes back or not. It could be Oscar Williams on pole if he reconnects. But at the moment, if he doesn't, R2 Nieminen will inherit pole position as we go into the screen that nobody likes to see. Well, we can see all the drivers here, I suppose. Well, and Oscar Williams has come back in, we can see there, as we all head to the grid. I'm just going to head back into the pit lane, and there we are. That is me back. So, if I just try and go to R2 Nieminen at the front of the grid. This is not R2 Nieminen. I meant to go to Oscar Williams, not R2 Nieminen. There we go. No, maybe. There we go. There's Oscar Williams on pole position as it stands, as we just wait for the green flag. You can see an absolutely full up grid behind him. That is a long list of cars. I see 3 Vermin cars out there today. Getting a nice view of the back of a pit crew's head as well. See any telemetry we could find out on. No, obviously being very private. I want to reveal the secrets to Oscar Williams' lap time. Let's head down the grid now. That's not who I wanted to go to, and it would appear it's taking me to random people on alphabetical order. Wow, my Assetto Corsa is being appalling today. Apologies for that, but it's Oscar Williams on the pole. R2 Nieminen in second. It's taking me through alphabetical order. That is really quite frustrating. Well, Oscar Williams takes the pole. Jack Smith P3. Maximum Younger in P4. That's quite low by his standards. Tim Umlu's in P6. I believe Alex Heinenen's in P5. Oh no, Alex Heinenen's in P8 even. Martin Van der Laan P10. Connor Peltman's P9. Alex Cochran P12. He's well down the honour. Jamie Elston in P11. Dave Suddard 13th. Keys Willems 14th. Cyprian Stoyan 15th. Luca Mangini 21st. Francesco Faristi in P17. This is his first entry, along with Leonardo Griggs in P16. And as well, and Thomas Marshall makes up 18th. Snow Diego 19th. I'm in 23rd because I'm not racing. Romeo Rotel in at 2nd. And Jaap Wagenvoort is in P5. There is your quite disjointed grid. Apologies for that. We're now going to zoom out and just wait. We'll go to the race screen as well. Yeah, we're serious now. Getting some lovely Assetto Corsa style sounds, I presume, from the chat. Just a minute and 20 seconds to go now until the green flag. Here on the Formula Trout Twitch and YouTube channels. Make sure to leave a like if you're watching on YouTube, or drop a subscribe or a follow if you haven't already. Obviously, providing you with the best of the best in Assetto Corsa single-seater action. Obviously, the Premier Series being the most prestigious Assetto Corsa Formula 1 style league that you can get your hands on. An absolutely stacked grid here for the Sprint Series at Laguna Seca. And it's Oscar Williams on the pole. I must say that Vermin livery is very nice, isn't it? I always like a good livery, and that Vermin livery, well, it is lovely. A lot of attention. It's always nice to see professional liveries. And that is one nice one. I'm not saying anything bad with the rest of the Nova Finlandia one as well. Lovely. Especially when they turn up as Triple Eight and some other leagues. It looks really, really smooth. Should be seeing the lights coming on in a second. Here we are. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 reds lights. And the lights are on, and we're underway here for race 1 at Laguna Seca. It's not a great start from Williams. Nieminen gets a better start, but he actually touches the wall a bit there on the inside, using the attack mode already from both of them. Coming into turn 1, let's see who's going to get it. It looks like it's going to be Nieminen who's going to get the jump. Almost contact between the pair. Looks like they're all coming through cleanly behind. And Nieminen is going to inherit the lead here, coming through for the rest of the lap. And it looks like it's going to be clean. Nieminen leads after the first corner. Great start from the Nova Finlandia driver there. Oscar Williams down as P2. Spray of sparks up in the background. Jack Smith keeps in P3 for the time being. Where's Maxi Junger gone? Maxi Junger down in P6. He's had a shocker of a getaway. And looking through, Connor Peltman's on the move as well as they head up. These 4 drivers already bolting off into the distance. 1.3 seconds to Tim Omlu, who we know is very, very quick indeed. Looks like we're all clean away behind into the corkscrew for the first time. All clean through that. I'm just going to go a bit further back just to watch all the action through the corkscrew for the time being. Thomas Marshall looks like he's getting places. Foresti off. Who's that off on the left-hand side? I think that was Francesco Foresti, maybe. No, it was Thomas Marshall, I believe, back to the front of the pack. R2 Nieminen is going to lead the first lap here at Laguna Seca. 80 minutes and 37.6 even seconds left to go here in race 1. And what a perfect start for R2 Nieminen. That was as good as they come. A bit of a look there from Wagenville on Smith, but he's not going to be able to do it for the time being. This top 4 battle absolutely locked in. Erler and Heidenham look like they're having a bit of a tiff down at the front, or the mid-pack, should I say. And yeah, they are indeed. Cochran behind as well, looking to get involved. As they come through, I would say you could hear the screaming engines, but you can't. Electric-powered, these Formula Lithium cars. A car off there into the background. Who was that? I believe it was Dave Southard running very wide there. Van der Land indeed gets past Southard. That was Dave Southard running off. Case Willems, I think, running off the road. Oh, big wobble there from, I think that's Keys Willems. Oh, no, there's been an accident. There's been an accident. Who's gone off there? I think it was Willems and Pangio top that went off at turn 3. Not entirely sure. Back with this lead pack. Neiman and Williams have bolted away. Elizabeth Smith is still trying to stick with them. Wagner falling a little bit behind. Omlu is nowhere to be seen already. Jaeger looks like he's gone off the road. Indeed, he has, I think. Oh, and look at the train that's stuck behind Maxi Junger. He just hasn't got the pace at the moment. And oh, and who's that off? That Connor Peltman with a big moment in the background. Oh my goodness me, that could have spelled disaster for Connor Peltman. He's managed to keep it out of the wall for the time being. Coming into turn 1 now. What a save from Connor. He's got a lot of front end damage. Up the inside goes Alex Cochran. A lot of front end damage on that Sim Apex car. I don't think that's going to be handling it too kindly. Let's go back to R2 Neiman, and him and Williams still locked in battle. Luca Mangini looks like he's making moves. Van der Lant on Elston as well. Elston may... Oh, Jamie Elston's round there. Was that... No, that was Romain Rattel that was going round even. As he comes back into our view. Alex Heineman trying to chase down Omlu and Junger, who are kind of forming their own little party ahead of this midfield. And Connor Peltman is out of the race. Connor Peltman's already DNFs from this race. What a shame there. It was a good start from Peltman's, and he finds himself out. That is a shame. We can see here Neiman and Williams, Smith, Wagenvort coming across the line to start lap 3 here at Laguna Seca. It's the fastest lap of the race for R2 Neiman. He is one of the only people lapping in the 116s at the moment. And you can see that. We could still... Oh, Marshall... Oh, big accident there. That's Marshall and Griggs. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness me. That was Griggs and Pangio top coming together. I think Griggs has a puncture and just reversed out onto the track and took out his teammate. Oh, dear. I would not want to be in the post-race debrief after that one. My oh my, that was rather an embarrassing incident to say the least. R2 Neiman still holds the lead. Looks like Alex Heinen, and there's a car off on the side of the road there as well. Who was that? It was just kind of filtered through. That's Dave Southard, who's just parked at the side of the road. No, it's not Dave Southard who's parked at the side of the road. It's who has parked to the side of the road? Oh, he's Jaeger. Snow Jaeger. And he's going again? Yes, maybe? Snow Jaeger's kind of parked at the side of the road. To say this is confusing would be an understatement, but Oscar Williams has just set the fastest lap of the race, so let's go to follow this battle. He's trying to fight back now on R2 Neiman, and big spray of sparks there from the leading car. Alex Cochran making moves as well on to Ola. Williams just a little bit too far back at the moment. Jaeger just parked there. I'm still confused about what's going on with Jaeger. He's slowly drifting back down the hill. Wow, just look how fast these cars are. Oh, very wide there from Williams on the run up to the corkscrew. That's not going to help his chances. Yeah, he's just fallen 1.5 seconds back, and that's going to allow Jack Smith to maybe have a look into the corkscrew. Teammate on teammate action. No, too far back this time around. Let's go on board with Smith chasing down his teammate. Oh, and there's a car up there. Oh, no! Big accident. Who was that? I think that was Griggs. Yes, it was Leonardo Griggs involved in another incident. This time taking out Jack Smith from P3. Oh, dear. There's definitely going to be words had with Griggs after this one. Oh, my goodness me. That is a horrible incident. Jaap Wagenveld gets promoted to P3. Oscar Williams falls even further back. R2 Nieminen is just streaking off into the distance at this rate. Junger as well, starting to kind of make his own way through. Tim Omloo behind as well. Just trying to fight his way through. That's a horrible incident with Griggs. Oh, dear. He must be in the pits. No, he's not even coming into the pits. This is incredible to say the least from Griggs. That is, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets slapped with a very, very hefty post-race penalty for that one. Luca Mangini making moves on Jamie Elston, who's coming into the pits. Luca, very young driver, but very much improving for Volpino Racing. He's been around for quite some time now, but he's still very, very young, and he's really now starting to show that he has the he's got the pace. He just needs to work on that racecraft of his, and he's started to, you know, get forward in the championships completed. He started to pick up points positions. He's Mangini. He's in a bit of no man's land in P14 at the moment, though. And there is Jaeger still at the side of the road. Griggs, another spin for Griggs. He's really not having a good race out there today. As well as teammate Panjo Topoulos. His name's so long that it doesn't even fit in our box down the right-hand side. Just not having a good time out there today. Tell you who is having a good time, though. R2 Nieminen approaching halfway through race 1, and he's got a very comfortable lead of 2 seconds. Still got an attack mode to use as well, a push to pass. This track, the attack mode is much more effective than it was at Monaco. Monaco, obviously, there's not a lot of places to really use that power because it's so tight, it's so narrow, and the straights are just not that long. Here, you can really open up the taps, really get some high speeds going. And the push to pass, the attack mode, obviously 2 in each race for each driver, really being able to be utilised. The question is, when do you use them? We saw Nieminen and Williams using them at the start. Nieminen apparently used it to more of his advantage. He's got 2 seconds to Williams, who's then got 3 seconds to Wagenveld. So Jaap Wagenveld really falling quite far back. Smith as well, Smith and Junger. I think that was that Wagenveld running a bit off the track there? No, it wasn't. It was just some stereotypical sounds. And Nieminen is using his attack mode here. You can't see it from the onboard, but if we go look at this camera, you can see here these blue lines. If I just use this, shall we just say it's a drone camera, these blue lines on the halo is the indication that the attack mode is being used. And you get 2 per race. Nieminen using his second one up quite early, and Williams now can just kind of focus on closing up and use his attack modes to his strategic advantage. Jaeger still parked at the side of the road. And Nieminen is just... Williams is actually going faster than Nieminen with the attack mode engaged. So Williams is either found a new gear, and they're coming up on the back of Griggs here. And we've seen already today Griggs has been host to some incidents. Let's hope that doesn't happen again this time. Nieminen's going to get through the lap traffic as quickly as he can. Blue flags will definitely be waving for Griggs. And yeah, he darts out of the way. Good sportsmanship there. Williams also getting through, but running wide through the last turn. We're probably get a good angle of the cars going up the hill on board with Leonardo Griggs here. In a generic livery. This is not a custom livery. This is a generic Formula Lithium livery as given to us by the guys over at VRC who produced this car, obviously based on the Gen 2 Formula E regulations. Now, Alex Cochran looks like he's got a bit of a work on his hands. Alex Heidenham is not far behind. Neither is Erler. Looks like Heidenham has his attack mode engaged as well. Indeed he does, so Cochran has it all set out for him. Jaeger finally DNFs from the race after being sat out on the outside of this corner for about a long time, basically. So yeah, I don't know if he just had internet issues or he had to jump out the way, and he's back in now for some reason. Back in the server. Yeah, Alex Cochran moves to defend to the inside, up into the corkscrew. And, oh wow, very aggressive line there from Heidenham. He obviously wants to get the move done. But you know what they say, and as I'm now legally contracted and obligated to say so in every event we have here at Formula Trout, you can't stop the cock. And at the moment, he's doing a great job defending from Heidenham. There's been a kick Jaap Wagenvoort vote for some reason. I'm not quite sure what that's for. And a chat noise going off in the background. I presume that's to say, no, please don't kick me. I'm innocent, I swear. And no, he's not been kicked. So anyway, Jaap Wagenvoort stays in P3. Tim Omlu and Maxi Young are getting very tight indeed. The grid is very much spread out here at Laguna Seca. Ooh, wide there from Younger. He was the dominant force at Monaco in race 1. Just absolutely bolted into the distance, the Vermin driver. This time around he's having a bit of a tougher job. And, yeah, Omlu is right on the back of him. Wagenvoort and Smith as well ahead. Locked in a battle. Niemanen still holding the lead from Oscar Williams. Cochran and Heidenham still going at it. Van der Lans just disappeared off the face of the earth. And actually Cochran and... well, yeah, this was a 3-car... I believe Ola spun. Because this was a 3-car battle. And he's now down in P10. About 10 seconds off the back of Heidenham. Shame there for Ola. And here we go, Cochran looking to the outside, maybe. Let's go on board. Heidenham even looking to the outside. It's just a little bit too far back. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in race 1. On the run now into turn 3. Heidenham looks like he's got the pace. Doesn't look like, though, he's got the bravery to make the move. Wagenvoort and Smith are locked in a battle as it stands. And Smith using his attack mode. His last one, I believe that is. So Wagenvoort's going to have a lot to deal with on the run-up to the course. Going very defensive onto the inside. Coming through now this damn near vertical drop. Try not to spin the car in the exit. Obviously, maximum torque at all times from these electric modes. Oh, no, and there goes... wow, great save from Jack Smith onto the gravel. Drops back, though. There's Griggs, I believe, going very slowly on the outside. That was very, very lucky for Smith, and he's managed to catch back up. And this has got allowed to get Younger involved as well. Omlu's fallen back, so there may be an incident between Omlu and Younger. Cochran and Heidenham still going at it. Heidenham looking now. He is all over the back of him. 0.3 of a second separating them. Make that 2.5 as they come to the line. Almost 5 minutes remaining here. It is super tight. Heidenham having a look to the outside. This would be a move if he can get it done. No, he has to back off. These cars just don't have the mechanical grip. Wagenvoort, Smith and Younger now locked in a battle. Erler and Stoen as well. Stoen is using that attack mode. Dave Sullard as well behind. Cochran and Heidenham just neck and neck. So close between the pair of them at the moment. Oh, who's that going for a dive? Tim Omlu, I think that was. Oh, no, it's not. It's down the back of the grid, I believe. That's Willems on Roman Rattel. I believe. No, it's not. It's Marshall on Menghini. That's what it is. And Menghini's running wide, and this is going to allow them to close right up Cochran. Oh no, and that's Mangini in the wall there as well on the exit of the corner. And I was just mentioning about getting the power down too early, and there you see, case in point, Cochran still in the lead at the moment. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Marshall wants to get past both of these guys. While this is going on, there's Griggs getting lapped again. He's really not having a good race, is he, today? Cochran perhaps having a look to the inside. No, oh no, it's Omlu that is. So Omlu's caught right up to the back of him, and Omlu overtakes Heidenham. Till Omlu up to P7, another very young driver. Up into P7 now. Good overtake there from Omlu. Textbook stuff. Down the inside, hard on the brakes into turn 1. Heidenham and Omlu both using their attack modes. Cochran's going to have to defend very heavily. Griggs going for a pirouette in the background and coming back onto the track very dodgily. I want to make sure he's just not killed anybody there. No, he hasn't. That's good to see from Leonardo Griggs. Obviously had that incident with his teammate earlier where he just reversed into the racing line and coming out of the corkscrew and took out his teammate, Panjotopoulos. Cochran still with it all to deal with. Wagenvort's got Smith and Junger all over the back of him as well. He's going to have to go defensive to the inside now. All three of them using their final attack modes. 3 minutes left here in race 1. Here goes Smith to the outside of turn 1. We can't see what's happening. Looks like Wagenvort's gone defensive. We're going to go on board with Smith. No, not Wagenvort. Smith, please. Thank you. And we'll get Maxi Jungers on board. We can see the entire battle. Smith, Wagenvort's going to have to go defensive to this corner. Smith's got the inside line. Here he goes. Down the inside goes Jack Smith. Textbook overtake. This is going to allow Junger to have a go as well. Heinen is going to go from 4th. Or Wagenvort's going to go from 3rd to 5th even. And Smith and Junger through the roadblock that was Wagenvort at last. It's taken them quite some time to get through. Oh, and there goes Wagenvort very wide. Hopefully he's not in the wall. No, he managed to keep it going, and he's got a big gap to Cochran behind, so he's going to keep that position. Cochran's still got his own battle in Omlu to do with. Looks like Heidenham's had a spin, actually. He's a long way behind. 7 seconds now. So Heidenham out of this battle. Cochran and Omlu still locked in place. Omlu using his attack mode to draw up the inside into the corkscrew, and he got the move done before the corkscrew. There goes Tim Omlu up into P6. A minute and 45 seconds remaining on the clock. And that was a very, very easy move there for Tim Omlu. Up the inside, so much extra power with the attack mode. Griggs to the inside, going very slowly into the final corner. And that was as easy as you like. Smith and Junger still neck and neck. Wagenvort is a long way behind after that half spin. Mangini overtakes Marshall down the bottom of the order. These two look like they're locked in a battle as well. Thomas Marshall trying his best to get through Luke Mangini. A minute left on the clock here. Using his attack mode. That front end of that Volpino car is not looking healthy at all. Let's go on board with Marshall, shall we? That's not even Marshall, because he's 12 seconds back. Well, whoever Luke is battling with. Oh, and someone having a spin in front of Mangini there. Just looking through Southwood and Euler. That'll be Euler that's gone round then. Southwood sneaking through. Frankly, there's so many cars all over the place here today. There's Griggs going slowly again. I'm losing track of who is who. It is... Oh my goodness me, Griggs! Oh... And he's gone off anyway. Oh, nope, that's Mangini going off there. 10 seconds left on the clock. This will be Niemanen's last lap. With a commanding lead. Looks like Williams has had a spin, actually, because Jack Smith and Maxi Junger are now all over the back. It's Vermin 2, 3, 4, but there could still be changes, because Smith is using his attack mode. Might be team orders into play here, though. Just no overtaking. Niemanen, though, round the stricken Griggs. Through into the corkscrew for the last time in race 1. It's been a... Oh, and there's a car around there. It's been a very dominant display from Niemanen today. The perfect start around the outside of Williams into turn 1. sending out sparks as he does so, and on his way to a commanding victory. It's been a great performance from him. He'll start from P10 in the next race, but I'm sure he'll be able to fight his way through the pack here at Laguna Seca. R2 Neiman is going to win race 1 here in the Formula Trout Sprint Series. What a performance for R2 Neiman. Let's check this battle for second, and they're going to cross the line in formation. William Smith Younger taking 2, 3, and 4. A little bit of clapping from the fans, and then they obviously don't like it at all. Williams already disconnected from the server, it appears. Yep, Wagenvort's going to come home to take P5. Omley will be in P6. Alex Cochran taking a P7. Heidenham down in P8. That's a disappointing result for him. Van Talant at P9. Dave Sutton in P10 taking the pole position in the second race. Erla P11. Stowe in P12. Rattel, Williams, Elston, Mangini, Foresti, Marshall, Panjotopoulos, Griggs, and then Peltmans and Jaeger. Your 2 retirements from the race today. Been a great performance from Neiman in there. Indeed, a fantastic job as we just sit with him in the pits. Just got the perfect start around the outside of Oscar Williams. That was as smooth as you like. Very, very good performance there from R2 Neiman and the Nova Finlandia driver. Now, we just wait for race 2. Now, there is a driver still out on track, it would believe, and it's Leonardo Griggs, who appears to be having some trouble finishing the race. It's been a pretty abysmal performance from Griggs, it must be said. No, he just doesn't seem confident in the car or the track at all. Several spins, several crashes. There was a big incident earlier with Wagenvort, I believe it was. And Griggs does cross the line to come home last on track, P20. Let's hope he fares better in race 2. I don't know why you can hear an engine, because my engine sound is supposed to be nulled. Now, it was a very interesting race 1, and again, my point at the start of the race, which I made, obviously it's interesting to see these guys here at Laguna Seca. It is strange to see these Formula E style cars in such an environment, obviously usually situated on tight street circuits. You know, it's all about just kind of getting through the tight and twisty corners. You can see in it, Griggs' mirrors, my AMG's got its wipers on for some reason, despite the lack of rain. So yeah, it's interesting to see how these cars have fared around here. They've definitely got some pace, even with the lack of mechanical grip in these road-oriented tyres, which is run on the Formula Lithiums. But it was an interesting race, that's for sure, and hopefully race 2 should be even more of a shake-up with the reverse grid. Obviously, the top 10 back to front. It'll be Southern on pole, Vantalan P2, Heidenham P3. Should be a good opportunity for him. Same with Cochran in P4, Omlu P5, Wagenvort P6, Younger P7, Smith P8, Williams P9, and Neiman P10 on the grid. And then the rest of the order will be from 11th down to 22, as you see on your screen. We just wait for the race now to kick into action. There is Panjotopoulos, I believe, coming into the pits. Yes, it is. We should hopefully be going for race 2 in a moment. But for now, we just have to sit and wait. And there we see the screen going dark. And we all know what time that means. Neiman is not on the pole. Ignore what you see there on the screen. If anyone wants to have a cheeky look at the track, at the chat even. It's all kicking off, it would appear. There we see Dave Southern on the pole, the man from the Isle of Man. Pole position. Southern, not his usual foray is this Formula Lithium style car. You'll just excuse me in the pits for one moment. There we are. Here's Snow Diego at the back of the grid. Or not again. There's a car bouncing around at the front. Who was that in the middle of the track? Van Talant is sat in the middle of the road. And again, I've just gone back to my car. Apologies for that. Again, my apologies, my cameras are just not having a good time out there today. And he's got a very damaged front end as well. I'm not sure what's happened to Van Talant, but he's just spawned in, it would appear, and just kind of jumped about. You okay there, Martin? Just stare into the soul, the soulless eyes of the Assetto Corsa default driver. To be fair, in some cars you do get driver faces. I know there is an, I believe it's an F2004 2 even mod that has a Michael Schumacher face pack in it. And you can actually get Michael Schumacher's face inside the helmet. If you go inside the helmet with some trickery, you can see the Michael himself. 2 minutes to go until race 2. And we just sit here patiently and wait. Now, this is when I'm going to turn to the chat. I'm currently only looking at the Twitch chat, but I'm going to ask what the predictions are from everybody watching along. I'm interested to see what everyone thinks after race 1. Obviously, it was an interesting race, but the field spread was very much the fastest. Well, that's how reverse grid races work. To be fair, you know, the fastest guys then find themselves in the middle of the pack and have to fight through. The question is are they going to get through? If so, how fast? Or are they going to get stuck behind some of these slower drivers up the front of the track? Apparently Oscar Williams is lining up P2, although I'm fairly convinced he did not finish there. Yeah, chat is popping. Yeah, position 9. So Oscar Williams is in the complete wrong location. Just kind of flicking through because the cars are all over this shop. Dave Southern is definitely on the pole though. Apparently Van Talant is supposed to be P. Ah, that might explain why Van Talant has spawned in like that. Because Van Talant is supposed to be P2, and instead Oscar Williams, who's supposed to be starting P9, has spawned in there. And you know, typically when you spawn in one car into another, it doesn't actually end that well, but we've got 25 seconds here until the start of race 2. I'm not quite sure what the plan is because I can't see the chat, but just have to wait and see what happens. 15 seconds now. Reverse grid, race 2, Formula Trout Sprint Series, Season 5 in the Formula Lithiums. 3 red lights, 4, 5, 6 red lights here at Laguna Seca. The lights are underway here at Laguna Seca. Oscar Williams is going to stay P2. There's already contact between Van Talant and behind. It looks like it's a good start from Southern at the moment. Oh, there's a car off into the background. There's a big accident for that. One of the AAA cars. Who's that that's just bounced off into the background? Neiman and finds himself down in P10. Who was that just went firing off? I believe it may have been... I'm not entirely sure. There's just a car that's... It's Alex Cochran. Oh, that's a dreadful start for Cochran there. Van Talant only spinning again. Van Talant looks like he's gone off the road as well. Yes, he has. There's drama behind. 2 cars off the road. Mingini evolved. Looks like Jaeger and Marshall as well. Stowen looks like he's having a bad time as well. Oscar Williams into the lead. There might be some post-race penalties for him, given he's started well out of position. Junger and Smith kind of locked in this battle. The 3-way fight at the moment. But Oscar Williams is in the lead, but unfairly, because he started in P2 when he should have started in P9. And that's no fault of his own. That's the fault of the game. But, you know, in that situation, I would have expected a server restart. Obviously, I'm not the steward. I'm not the one who has control over the server. But a glitch has put Oscar Williams in P2, and he's benefiting from that now, and he's streaking off into the lead. Dave Southard, who was on pole in P2, is already a second off. Willems and Rattel, looks like they're getting into a bit of a scrap down the main straight. Keys, Willems Getting redone by Rattel using the attack mode into turn 1. Foresti's doing a great job this time around. P9, that's a great start for Foresti. Niemanen up to P8 as well. Willems getting hung out to dry by Stowen and Rattel there. Got a 4-way fight. Pelkman's already flying through the field after a DNF in race 1. Van der Lamp behind. Obviously, I don't think he's exactly pleased with his race start after he's been uncruelly removed from second on the grid. Willems again just getting hung out to dry around the outside. Let's go on board with Keys Willems. Coming up on the run to the corkscrew. You can see this shifting a very damaged front right. Oh, and there's a car off there. I think that was... who was that? I think that was Alex Cochran off to the side there. Yes, it was. Alex Cochran, I think, might be stuck. His halo says hello stream, but I don't think he's going to be saying hello stream smiley face after this one. It looks like he's just stuck there. Thomas Marshall DNFs from the race. Big problems here for Cochran. It looks like he's got a puncture or something. Junger and Wagenvort swapping places as in Niemanen and Omloop. Oh, wow, great overtake there from, I believe that was Niemanen. Yeah, fantastic stuff. No, that was Wagenvort even. Well, Junger and Smith. But Niemanen as well, getting up to the back of these guys. Williams already has 2.6 seconds on Dave Southard. But I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen to that result. I think he may potentially get excluded from the race. And that's obviously you don't want that to happen, but you know he's started on P2 and he should have been starting P9. On the run into the corkscrew now, an absolute kerfuffle of cars, 5 in a row. That's a dive from Tim Omloo, perhaps? No. Omloo, despite his youth, has incredible wisdom, it would appear, backs out of that. I think we're going to get a very fantastic onboard from Omloo, not Niemanen. There we can see all the cars ahead. Battling away. Bit of damage to the front left on Cochran's car, apparently, because Omloo, would have appeared, does not have a car. Or is in... Oh, and Pelkman's retires again from the race. That's a shame for Connor Pelkman's 2 DNFs. Jaeger retires as well. That's Cochran coming out of the pits on the left-hand side. The actual Cochran. This isn't Alex Cochran. This is Tim Omloo. There's Alex Cochran on your left. I presume he'll get out of the way. Yes, he does. Yeah, Triple Eight car looking very lonesome up ahead. It would appear it's just a real struggle to overtake here. Such as that, you know, the high downforce nature, low mechanical grip of these cars. You know, you can't just get alongside someone and hold it around the outside. Coming into the corkscrew now. This is a fantastic onboard, I'm sure. A bit of a lock-up from Niemanen in front there. Now on the run into the penultimate and then the final corner. Looks like Smith and Young are perhaps drawing side by side for a moment. Still on board with Tim Omloo here. Bit of a battle up the front. Heidenham's fought his way up into P2. Overtaking Southard. And there's just this train of cars behind. 6 seconds Williams already has on Alex Heidenham now. And I'm not entirely sure that that's going to last. Looks like Ewan and Smith drawing side by side. No position change into the corner though. Heidenham flying into the corkscrew now. Very nice camera angle that of the third to last corner. There goes Heidenham flying into the penultimate corner now. The train of cars behind him. Oscar Williams sets the fastest lap of the race. And it would look like that Willems and Foresti are neck and neck. You can see the very aggressive... Oh, and Southard may have had a spin in the first turn, it would appear, because he's just dropped from 3rd to 8th. Poor luck for Dave Southern. Yeah, a lot of damage to the front end of that Triple Eight car. Unfortunate for Dave Southern. Omlu in front using his attack mode as well. Southern can do nothing. It would seem the battle in front. And Smith's got past Wagenvoort as well, just as I'm saying that. So Jack Smith, Wagenvoort getting caught up. Omlu behind as well, could have a go. Wagenvoort's going to have a look down the inside of Jack Smith into the corkscrew. Can't quite make the move. Looks like Smith's going to hold on to 5th position for the time being. Nieminen already 2.2 seconds in front, according to the Delta. I don't believe that's quite right. Maybe it is. Who knows? Looks like the gaps is just a bit wrong. And even in the Younger though have bolted into the distance a bit. Williams now with 8.167 seconds on Alex Heidenham behind. A lot of precision needed to drive these cars on the limit. There is a very limited amount of grip, mechanical grip, with these road tyres which they run. Smith just holding position for the time being. Now, as we approach the halfway point in this race, Williams has now, I believe Heidenham has actually made a mistake. Because suddenly, Younger is all over the back of him. Williams has 9.5 seconds, but we don't know whether that will stand. Nieminen then sets the fastest lap of the race behind. It's a 1:16.8. First 1:16 I think we've seen on race pace, wide from Heidenham and through the first turn. Younger using the attack mode as well. He could be having a look up the inside into the next corner. We'll just have a look and see. Heidenham holding the position for the moment. No, he won't be making the move this time around. But we saw in the last race, Tim Omlu, with the right exit to the next corner with the attack mode, you can definitely overtake someone on the run into the corkscrew before you even get there. Let's watch up the hill. He's already darting to the inside. Heidenham goes super defensive. And looks like that Younger cannot do anything this time round. He's run out of attack mode anyway, I believe. I believe that's Luke. No, that's Griggs off on the right-hand side. And Griggs has just retired from this race. So Griggs out he goes. The 4th retirement of race 2. Heidenham holding the position for the time being. This train of cars. Southern and Rattel as well, pretty close, as is Elston and Van der Land. Van der Land actually having a look down the inside, I believe, there. Can't quite make the move done. Elston in the Lioneers racing car. Trying to defend for his life, but just can't quite do it at the moment. 9 minutes remaining today in race 2 of the second round of the Formula Trout Sprint Series here at Laguna Seca. And on that subject, that's a good idea to bring the calendar up. It says qualifying at the top, ignore that because I forgot to show it in qualifying. But you can see next time out, 4th of April 2021, we're off to Valencia, a circuit where the FE cars, or the FE style cars should I say, are much, much more suited to racing, shall we say. Obviously, all their test sessions are held at Valencia. And off at Singapore and Macau as well, 2 street circuits, well, these will be right at home. But Zandvoort and Silverstone should be interesting to see. I'm not quite sure how well they'll run at Silverstone. Zandvoort should be interesting. There's a lot of tight corners there. And Bathurst as well. Up the mountain, super tight, super twisty. I actually had a go on just a go in these the other night, just around Bathurst in my free time. Just thought I'd see how it was because I was interested. And it was a hell of a lot of fun, I can tell you. So it'll be interesting to see how these cars cope around there. Let's go back with Alex Heidenham, who's defending into first. Jack Smith's going to get out. Niemanen into P4, into turn 1, it would seem. Will Niemanen try and fight back? Wagenvoort as well, not far behind. Can hopefully get a look of this battle with the wrong camera, of course. Oh, big crash! Oh, that's Niemanen and Smith round! Oh, no! R2 Niemanen and Jack Smith contacts through. Turn 4 and round they both go. Out of the battle. That promotes Tim Omlu into P5. Wagenvoort into P4. Maxi Junger now has a 1.1 second advantage in P3. Williams has 14 seconds to Heidenham in P2. Heidenham still defending for his life. Heidenham also could be the winner of this race if Williams gets disqualified. After that grid shenanigans, which he was supposed to start P9 and the game puts in P2. But it's still been a phenomenal performance from Oscar Williams. 14.2 seconds. Great start. And just driven away from the field. Junger and Heidenham, though. Junger's going to have a look to the inside here into turn 1. This is going to be the move. It would look like for P2. Max Junger. Heidenham a little bit better on the brakes. Heidenham runs wide, though. Junger to the inside. Looks like Heidenham's going to use his attack mode. Keep it stuck to the inside now. And he's going to be able to defend the position. Junger with the switchback, maybe. No, can't quite switch it back. Sticks in the slipstream. And it looks like Heidenham's just going to hold on for the time being, using that attack mode perfectly there to his advantage. Oh, it's a great corner exit from Junger, though. Junger to the inside, surely sweeping through. Heidenham keeps it around the outside. This is phenomenal racing here. Laguna Seca into the corkscrew. Junger's going to have the inside. It looks like he's going to finally have the position. Heidenham sticks on the outside, though. We can't see who's got it from this angle. When I can't see, it looks like it's going to be Junger holding the position. That was some quality side-by-side action for half a lap there. Fantastic stuff. Heidenham now having to defend from his teammate Jaap Wagenvoort. Junger up to P2. Now it's a Vermin 1-2, and now normal order is restored. This is what we were used to at Monaco. Oh, and it looks like Heidenham and Wagenvoort are going to go neck and neck. Wagenvoort looks like he's going to go through as well. Omlu's going to get involved. Heidenham could lose 3 positions in the space of a lap here, and there goes Omlu through. Heidenham, can he keep it on the outside? He's got a lot of front end damage. Got the attack mode down that little back stretch, but Omlu, very quick driver indeed. Very smart as well. Oh, running off the track. There goes Heidenham. Oh, contact with Omlu as well. Omlu to the outside. Both attack modes on. Brake ducts glowing red. Niemanen could get involved in this as well. If they keep battling, Wagenvoort has just disappeared into the distance from this as well, as is Junger. Heidenham sweeps back down the inside of Omlu. Omlu might be able to have a late dive into the corkscrew. Oh no, I think he's just too far back. At the moment, 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the second race. Heidenham holding steady in the Nova Finlandia car. But Omlu behind it, the AAA car, is all over the back of him. Nova Finlandia and AAA are partners in some series. Running a joint entry in a few R-Factor 2 Endurance series, but they are not partners here today. Omlu and Heidenham are very much enemies out on track as it stands. Heidenham looks like he's going to be safe for the time being. And it would appear that he's managed to get away with that very nicely indeed. With some great action, some great defending from Heidenham there. Williams, though, the man in the lead of this race at the moment, He's done a phenomenal job out the front. Sending up some showers of sparks as well on his run into the final corner. 3 minutes left to go here at Laguna Seca. It's been a great performance, but we don't know whether it's going to stand due to what happened on the grid. Coming in when he should have been starting 9th, the game placed him on P2 on the grid, causing big damage to Vantalan's car as well. And that's Heidenham has just dropped massively back. Niemanen's got through as well, as has Omlu. Looks like he's run wide out of the last corner. Or just overshot his braking off camera. Heidenham tumbles further down. Big shame for him. Niemanen, though, up into P5. Great drive from him as well. Let's go on board with Heidenham. You can see... Oh no! Round goes Heidenham! Into the wall! Heavy impact with the tyres! He's going to drop even further down. Through goes Smith. Through goes Ola. Romain Rattel, 16 seconds back in the Volpino car. He's not going to be able to get past him, but that's a big crash for Heidenham, and his front end's going to be cooked. I don't think suspension's going to be too happy after that one either. You can see the damage to the front end of that car. Oh, and Junger has got through Oscar Williams. What? Oscar Williams? Oh, I think Oscar Williams is now letting people through. It may be the case that he's been told he's been given a time penalty, or he's going to let people through as a result of the grid position, because it just seemed like he pulled over to the side there and let both Wagenvort and Junger through. That's bizarre. He had a 14-second lead, and now he's in P3. So that, to me, tells me that Oscar Williams has been told to get out the way by the stewards. And which, in my opinion, is the right thing to do. Obviously, he was given an unfair advantage. It wasn't his fault, but, you know, he's still capitalised off of that. And down into P3 he goes, letting past Junger and Wagenvort. Junger inherits the lead of this race. We should have time for one more lap after this one. So Oscar Williams, who's had an absolutely phenomenal performance out the front, even with that grid shambles, has to let past Junger and Wagenvort into P1 and 2. Down to P3 he goes. Still a bit of a battle on between Omlu and Niemanen as well. Rattel in P8 has got Southern and Vantalan to deal with as well. Heinenen's down in P11 now. He may have had another spin. Oh, big locker for Rattel into the corkscrew. That could have ended very badly, and that's going to be not going to be very nice on your tyres. On to the final lap of the race we go. Rattel's having to defend very heavily from the cars behind. Oh, who's that running with? That's Ola running wide. Looks like it's going to be Vantalant even running wide. Heidenham slips into the points. Heidenham back in the points after those incidents. Final lap of the race here at Laguna Seca for race 2 in the Formula Trout Sprint Series. It's been quite an eventful one, it must be said. 20 minutes of chaos, I think it's good to say. Erler overtakes Smith for P6, but we are keeping our eyes on this battle for the time being. But we won't keep an eye on it anymore because that's not Maxi Junger. That is Maxi Junger coming through the last few corners in what will be a second race win of the series for him. After Oscar Williams gets out of the way, lets his teammate through, as per the stewards' inquiries, I presume. Oh, Williams and Omlu battling in the final corner, but that doesn't matter because Maxi Junger is going to win race 2 here at Laguna Seca. Wagenvort takes through 2. Omlu takes P3 from Williams, who went from P1 to P4. But I assume that P4 will be allowed to stand now. Niemanen in P5. Great drive from him. Erler P6. Smith 7th. Rattel will come home in 8th, I believe. But he's still got... Oh, no! And there goes Southern to the inside. Oh, and Rattel's been coming out to dry. Heinenen's going to get through as well. Drama at the final corner here. Southern gets P8. Heinenen gets P9. Rattel will get P10. Which is such a shame. He had a great drive from Rattel. Vantalan, big crash at the end. A bit of a love tap Van der Lamp will get P11, Stone P12, Willems P13, unless Elston has anything to say about it. No, he does not. Menkini, Foresti, Cochran, Panjatopoulos will be the last one across the line in P18, and Griggs, Peltmans, Jaeger and Marshall all DNFing from the race. Now, just to wait and see if anybody wishes to be interviewed. But wow, what a pair of races we've had here today at Laguna Seca. I was saying before, this is not your usual type of circuit for these cars to go, and that we've seen today. As Max Ying has already left the server. We've seen today what an interesting race it's been. I'm going to thank you all for tuning in here today on the Formula Trout Twitch and YouTube channels for round 2 of the Sprint Series. Make sure you slap the subscribe button or that follow button if you haven't already. And make sure you're tuning in next week as well. Next Saturday, it'll be round 4 of the Premier Series. Heading off from the Nürburgring to what could be quite an interesting race indeed at Portimao. That'll be interesting to watch. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you